September 14, 2016, my husband at the time beat me into a coma in front of my two girls, ages 4 and 8.
Berkshire County is not immune from the problems with domestic and sexual violence.
I remember when I got off of work and me and my girls had just got to the house, he was very jealous, very insecure. And every time my phone did like a notification ring, he got upset and thought somebody was trying to talk to me. And that's when he got mad and said, "Who you talking to? I'm tired of this." He started walking down the stairs towards the front door. And I said, "I want a divorce. I want this over with. I'm done with you. I'm tired of you accusing me of something." And that's when he said, "You're not going anywhere." And he walked out the door. That's all I remember.
10 women and children have been murdered by domestic partners in the past 3 years in Berkshire County. And for a community of our size, that is a really unacceptably high number of people being victimized by domestic violence.
He picked me up and slammed me on the ground and stepped and stomped on my head and stuff. And that's what happened. When I woke up, I couldn't walk, but I didn't know that I couldn't walk. I couldn't really talk because of the trach that was in my throat. And I automatically thought I was in a car accident. I didn't know what happened to me. And I kept on asking for him. I kept on asking where he's at. They wouldn't tell me for like 2 days. Eventually, my sister ended up saying, "He did this to you. He beat you into a coma." Was I surprised? No. I wasn't surprised that he did it, but kind of was shocked because I never thought that he would do it to me.
With these kinds of cases, unlike stranger violence, there can be a lot of love there and complicated relationships that are difficult for people to sort through.
I didn't know it was that bad to the point of beating me. I knew that he was jealous. I just ignored them. I ignored the signs. Sometimes I would say, "I need to leave. I just need to leave." But then when we have good days, I really love him. I don't want to leave him. I want to help him. That's what I wanted to do.
The rates of restraining orders that are applied for and received in Berkshire County is 33% higher than across the rest of the state.
In May of 2015, we got in a real bad argument. He called me the next day and I had my 3-year-old in the carriage and he said, "Meet me at Dunkin' Donuts. I want to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." When I walked in, I seen his face and I said, "I made a bad mistake. This was wrong," because I seen it in his eyes. And I turned back around, I said, "This was a mistake. I shouldn't have came." And that's when he started yelling, screaming at me and said, "I should throw this hot coffee in your face." That's when I did the restraining order. He had to go to court and that's when DCF came to my life. And he said, "Well, we need to go to court and take that off because DCF telling me I can't be around my girls." And that's when me and him went to the courthouse and took the restraining order off. And then 2 weeks later, that's when the incident happened.
There is a lot of stigma still attached to people who are victims. And so often what we see is that the victim is the person who ends up being put on trial. And a lot of victims, for good reason, are very hesitant to go through that kind of experience.
I remember saying to my daughter, "Do you want Daddy back? Are you scared of him?" And I remember her telling me, "No, I'm not." I say that if she would have told me, "No, I don't want him back," I probably wouldn't have brought him back in my house. But when she said she was okay, I was kind of relieved. Like, okay, she do love him and she do want him around. She miss him.
There's a lot of factors that come together in these kinds of cases that make them very emotional and very volatile for everybody involved, victims and law enforcement and people that are, trying to hold those people accountable.
I had to go through rehab and everything to learn how to walk and speech classes to talk again. So it took me a while to put my words together and it took me, I had to walk with a cane.
Why didn't the victim leave? That's the question in the courts that I would see all the time. Why didn't the victim leave? If it was really that bad, why didn't she leave? And really what we should be asking is not why didn't the victim leave, but why did the perpetrator commit these horrible acts of violence against another individual, and particularly somebody that they profess to love? I mean, imagine if, you showed up at the grocery store and a stranger tried to strangle you or punch you in the face or push you down in the aisle. People would be outraged. But because these kinds of things are happening behind closed doors, there's a certain kind of acceptance.